Hola, senores and senoritas. My name is Baard Kolstad, the drummer of Leprous, Round of a Point, and you're watching Gym Rock Crew.
I've been following you a long time. And Gym Rock Crew, it's basically a movement to help rock and metal artists live longer, healthier lives. And you're freaking shredded, and you also play like freaking
Oh, thank
maniac.
you.
So I'm like, I have to get him on the channel. So here we are, 6 months
Thank,
later, but here we are.
thank you so much. It's a pleasure being called shredded by a podcast queen. That's an honor, you know?
I actually watched some of your stuff with I watched Leprous as well as Rendezvous, but I saw Kickslip and I was like, that's really interesting. You've got a lot of 90s stuff going on there. Like there was Prodigy and also what was the other one? Sandstorm, and I was like, this is fucking party.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, I play with a DJ who's he's actually 41 years old, so he's born in the early 80s. So of course we need to have a lot of 90s music, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, we tend to like old school stuff because in our project we can do whatever we want. We can play everything we want basically. And then it tend to be a lot of old school hip hop, and he's turned me a lot on to that kind of stuff. So I'm very grateful for that. It's a good opposite answer from the prog world in many ways.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
90s, well, it's got to be my favorite era ever. Like I will listen to anything from the 90s. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who does not have the 90s as a favorite?
yeah, yeah. Cool. So you're playing and you've got Mexico City today?
Yeah, we're in Monterrey and we're leaving for Mexico City this morning.
Oh, you're actually leaving now. All
Yeah,
right.
you're
Um,
updated.
so
Very good.
yeah. So what I'm also updated about is that Mexico is actually like at a higher elevation. So you've got has that affected like your breathing and stuff when you were playing yesterday?
Yesterday, I don't know, maybe I didn't think so much about it, but this is very cool that you bring up because 1.5 years ago, we played in Mexico City, and me and Simon, the bass player, we went to work out a little bit. And I did this, this exercise with with the toes or with the
Wait.
legs, where you do, yeah, the exercise
Yeah, there you go.
where you do like this. Oh, yeah, sorry,
Oh,
yeah,
the
with the
calf
weight.
raises.
Yeah, yeah, I did that. And at the end of the day, my toes were completely blue. It looked like I
Really?
was gonna die or I got some poison from a snake or something. It was like, and I'm not really a hypochondriac or anything at all, but I posted it on my story, I think, and lots of my friends said, "Get the fuck to the hospital immediately." Da 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 da. Long story short, the father of Tor, the guitar player in Leprous, he's a doctor. And he said that it might be that because you're so high above the sea level, more than 2,000 meters in Mexico City, the blue stuff is a sign of the blood circulation has stopped. And then it stops
Mm,
first in the toes at the lower part of the body. Yeah, yeah. So it's
yeah.
probably I worked out a little bit too hard. I don't know. And not used to being so high above the sea level. But yeah, definitely. I think at some other point I could feel that my breathing is slightly worse because we're
Yeah.
so high above sea level.
Yeah. What's
Mm.
interesting is I think you're going to Colombia after this, right?
Costa Rica and then Colombia.
Oh yeah. So that's actually higher than Mexico City, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, that might be true. I didn't play. I
Hmm.
haven't played in Colombia in 6 years. So
Yeah. I
yeah,
think it's Bogota, right? That's the one. I think that's a little bit higher. Or maybe
yeah.
mistaken.
It's rainy and
But
shitty weather at least, so it might be true.
yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Cool. So let's get to the actual questions then.
Yeah.
Um, do you listen to anything? I'm assuming that you work out, right? Do you listen to anything when you're training?
Sometimes I don't listen to anything. I don't know. I very easily get distracted. So when I do the last repetitions, if there's like something I really pay attention to when I for a podcast or something, it might mess up with my focus. But that being said, when I'm running, that's very few times I can speak about that later. But I only run one time a year. I'll tell you more about that concept later. But then Meshuggah really helped me to to reach the first 10-kilometer milestone. Listening to Meshuggah. So when I'm running and running as long as I can, then music helps a lot. And then extreme metal, yeah, let's fucking go.
Yeah. So apart from Mishika, is there any other two more bands that you're currently listening to right now on
Oh, a
your
lot of
vocal playlist?
I don't really. I'm very bad with playlists and stuff. I don't really have playlists. I'm probably too old, but um, Meshuggah and Rammstein is like a tip. Like when I worked out in Guadalajara, it was Rammstein. Um, yeah, and Meshuggah for a running. But other than that, it's not really a workout playlist or any artists I tend
Yeah.
to go back to,
Yeah, I
fortunately.
really like Ramstein, especially because they have this the industrial kind of, it's this very kind of it gets you going, right? The way it plays, so it's one of my favorites as well at the gym.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I really like them. All right. Something you said about it's very interesting because I actually did a video on whether listening to music helps during workouts or not, and a lot of bodybuilders don't listen to music because they have to focus on like their breathing and then mind
Yeah.
muscle connection and stuff like
Okay.
that. So that was interesting.
Yeah, I like that I have
Interesting.
the same philosophy as the bodybuilders.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a good sign. Yeah.
All right. So, what is your favorite exercise and why?
I don't know. Just to say that I'm not like a semi-professional or anything when it comes to workout. I just like to move, and I've been doing that my whole life. And as Einar, the vocalist of Leprous, said, like the reason why I probably have 0% fat on my body is that I never sit still. I'm always shaking my foot or something like that. So that's like major ADHD, shit like that. So, but I think in general, exercises I tend to really like is exercises where I use my own body, like hang-ups, dips, push-ups, yeah, balance kind of exercises where I can use my whole body. So, but I also use extra weights around my waist when I do dips and hang-ups, and yeah, those are exercises that I really like. Very familiar doing like heavy weightlifting and stuff like that has never really been my thing, uh, but I'm getting there as well. I think it's fun and it's cool to just keep on going, and best medicine ever for my super hyperactivity through a day. But unfortunately, I didn't find that I didn't understand the value of that for real until the last 1.5 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
So you
Well,
you basically, sorry, go ahead.
no. Yeah, I've basically just been playing drums and a few push-ups here and there before 1.5 years
What
ago.
the heck? Were you always this shredded, or like has your
Uh,
body like changed recently?
I mean, I always been skinny. I guess it's a little bit genes. Both my mother and father were very skinny and sporty people. My father did skiing, and my mother did running, like professional run, not professional running, but what's it called? Yeah,
Like
running.
marathons?
Yeah, or shorter distances and stuff like that. So I don't know. All my siblings as well. We've always been pretty athletic. So, but other than that, I think it's just my lifestyle and my way of living. It's like constant motion. I'm constantly moving, running, and I play very intense drumming wise as well. I have pretty high pulse on that. So I guess, doing these concerts and stuff is very good cardio exercises. And kick slip, that's cardio for sure. So that's why I only run on a treadmill or whatever. Yeah, on a what's it called? On
Yeah,
a running machine. I only do
yeah,
that
yeah.
once a year just to check that the cardio for yeah, the cardio progression from drumming is still up to date. So I just check. Okay, I ran 10 kilometers now. Cool. Next year 15, and this year I'm going to try run 20 kilometers. I've never run very far until I tried this. Um, so yeah, but now the later years, I've seen the value of actually doing proper workout. I'm getting older, and it's a very good way of helps my sleeping routines. overthinking, everything helps so much with working out. So better late than never to discover the value of working out.
Love that. Is there any
Mm.
exercise that you don't like, that you just like, oh my God, I don't, this sucks. I don't want to do it.
Not really, but it took a while to really start to enjoy deadlift and squats really. But that's mostly because it takes so big parts of the body all the time. But now I like them more and more. But I usually start every workout with the most heavy one. And after I've done like 4 or 5 sets of squats, you're not, I mean, you're kind of thinking, what the hell am I really gonna do? 4 more different exercises? No way. But then you just have to climb the hill and you go for exercises with smaller and smaller muscle groups, and I kind of get through. But sometimes I need to say to myself that I don't need the 100% workout every day. You know, sometimes just a 40 or 50% um, workout is so much better than zero. And it's all about consequence. Not consequence, but what's that
Like
English word?
effects,
Yeah. Like it's all about keeping up weeks, months, and doing it over and over and not skipping it for
a
a long time of
consistency.
period. Yeah. Consistency. Yes, exactly. That
Okay.
was the word.
My favorite word. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of people, in fact, like it's so surprising because I've had so many artists here who are quite shredded, and I'm like, what do you do? And they're like, oh, not really, I just keep showing up. And I was like, okay, so that is it. That's the secret sauce. It's not like they're doing some freaking crazy workouts or anything. They're just showing up like consistently. So yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
But you work out a lot, right? You've been doing that for many years, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
But I
tell.
mean, but it's like it's, yes, consistency, but I've had periods where I wasn't really, like you said, at 100%, but just showing up, just doing whatever I can, the best that I can
Mm.
on those days. And I think those are the days that really kind of count, because you're showing up even though you don't want to.
Absolutely. I'm just a little. I'm thinking about. I've heard that right now I'm 33, I'm getting 34. Your progression will be way slower than what it was or would have been when I was 25, probably. That's so sad to know because I want to know how my progression would have been if I was like 25. But how much does that actually affect? I mean, how much do I need to, how much more do I need to work out and train now compared to 10 years ago to get the same kind of progression and result? Do you know that?
It's odd that you should say that, because a lot of people actually peak in their 40s.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I think it's, yeah, as long as you're freaking doing the right things, you're focusing on muscle building and getting your workouts in progressive overload, you're increasing the weight, as much as you
Okay,
can,
but
you will
you've
keep
done.
building.
I'm not gonna
Go on.
ask your age now live on camera, but you that
It's
have done
it's
it many.
44. I'm 44. So everywhere.
No.
Yeah,
Okay, you can cut this out when we show it on the camera. But
yeah. No, I just made a
okay,
post. It
you
was my
probably heard
birthday in February.
you probably heard it many times. But you're not 10 years older than me. I thought you were a couple of years younger than me.
No, 44.
Okay, congrats. That's insane. Okay, I need to process that the next days here now. But okay, you're 44, but can you feel that you have to work out more to get da results now versus 10 years ago, 20 years ago, or what's your experience of that?
I was doing rubbish at 20. So my body is like night and day difference.
Oh, okay,
So
because you were not
yeah.
training
No,
much
no, no.
in.
I mean, I was training, but I was training like the wrong things. It was just a lot of cardio and a lot of like high intensity workouts. I wasn't doing like traditional bodybuilding, and
Yeah.
then kind of complementing that with low intensity cardio, which is what I do now, and I've got the best results. So
Okay,
I don't know. I'm in the same place as you.
okay.
I don't know what I would have been if I had fucking started, at 20. So
Oh, okay. But you said you've been doing it for
yeah,
a while. So how many years?
yeah. Proper bodybuilding, I would say around 7 years.
Okay, yeah, so you started in your
Yeah.
late 30s. That's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
transformed, like completely transformed in like a year.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, cool.
Mm.
So Let's get into your workout routine then. What are you doing like during the week when you're not touring?
Yeah, I've finally, after way too many years, started to enjoy mornings. And mornings now is like a light meal, maybe a coffee. Depends if I do the ADHD meds or not. Straight to the gym, first thing, and then eat a fat, or more proper breakfast, lunch after that as soon as possible. But yeah, you asked me about my morning routines.
No, no, just
Uh,
just your workout like routine. Like, what? How do you stay fit during the week when
oh
you're
yeah,
not
yeah, okay.
touring?
Um, yeah, yeah, I guess last years it's been lots of way more going to the gym. But before that, didn't really go a lot to the gym. Then I don't know how I stay fit. I don't really know if I stayed fit. I see some pictures now where it's like, how the fuck, you're way too skinny there, you know? So it's always been a battle for me and for my brother and for my sister to gain weight, you know, in general, to gain some fat. We want a little bit of fat on our body to have some extra in case we starve in a island or a forest, you know. But then it's probably drumming, studio stuff, and just general running around and stuff. But right now I have like a program where I kind of split my training into three. Either I'm doing back, mainly like back exercises, like deadlift, pull-ups, push downs, is not what it's called,
Pull
and
downs.
rowing, one arm rowing, da da da, face pulls. So that's the back day, and I also have the chest and triceps day, like with chest press. I'm usually doing that with manuals, get more balance. Chest press, shoulder press, dips. Dips is dips, and then probably doing some more just a chest machine, or flying cable. What is it? Cable flies. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
chest machine, and also a little bit of standing shoulder press with
Barbell.
yeah, yeah, and tricep push down. Yeah, so that's like the chest day, and then I also have the lower body part there where I do squats, Bulgarian walking, Bulgarian thing. I did that 2 days ago. Still kind of need to be need to be careful when I sit down. But because the feet exercises kind of take so much energy and down here, then I only do those two exercises. But in between, I do maybe a bicep or like a uh, side thing to some more shoulder stuff. Yeah, so that's the 3 days I've been kind of switching around with like last 1.5 years, and maybe vary a little bit. Here and there, but that's kind of my starting point. So 90% I follow that kind of program to try to cover the whole body.
So it's just like 3 days a week.
Yeah, 3 days, or but sometimes I maybe do it 4 or 5 times a week. It's just a forever ongoing circle. So,
Mm.
but now on tour where we have pretty shitty gyms in the hotels and stuff, it's like a little bit here and there. For instance, now I did a Bulgarian once, Bulgarian squats, and some chest and triceps. So it depends. I should have time to recharge as well. So it depends a little bit on what the gym has. So on tour, it's a little bit more random.
Mm.
But in the US, we have lots of access to like Planet Fitness and yeah, Anytime Fitness and stuff, which is proper good gyms. So then me and Einar, the singer of the band, we tend to go out together, and we have our individual programs that we follow. Same follow. So on tour, it's easier in the US because they have the same kind of working out center all over the country. But in Europe, so many different countries, gyms, da da da, and same in Latin America. It's only on the hotels we can work out. Mm,
Yeah, that's true. Planet Fitness, like a lot of artists have come on you and said they're so thankful for that,
yeah.
especially on tour. Yeah. So apart from like lifting at the gym, what other physical activities do you enjoy?
Mm, I don't do it that often, but I really love downhill skiing. I don't really do it that often, but then you can really feel. when it's a long time ago, you can feel like standing in a hockey down. Your feet is dead uh, after a couple of your thighs are kind of dead after a little while there with downhill skiing. Other physical activities, I don't know. It's just drumming, I guess, and in general, just running around in the daily life. Yeah. Have it?
how do you sorry, go ahead.
No, nothing important.
Okay. How do you kind of balance then your drumming and then your workout so that you're not sore or you're getting injured?
Oh, that's a good question. Like earlier, I had to be way more difficult, not having a way too heavy workout the same day as a concert. But it just evens out. Some now it's all good for me as long as I have a long break during the day. If I do a morning workout, it's all good, especially with leprous, because it's not that leprous is like an extremely physical, demanding band to play drums with for um, many minutes in a row in a set. Because we have some heavier, intense songs, but it's not like we have seven intense songs in a row.
Mm,
Like so, it was more heavy before. So I get some. So the sets in itself is not that extremely heavy, but it has its pieces during the show, of course, where it's pretty intense. And I sometimes I think, I shouldn't work out that hard, but it balances out pretty well. Morning more training in the morning, shows in the evening, doing some rest in the day, eating properly. Yeah. But yeah, of course, maybe not doing like a 110% workout the same day. Maybe keep it to 90. Yeah.
cool. Do you
Mhm.
take any supplements?
What's that?
Do you take any supplements?
What's that actually? I'm bad English.
Supplements like protein powder or creatine or oh, your
Oh,
phone.
yeah. Sorry. It falls. It's because I move so much. Now I just kicked the table, and I didn't understand that got consequences. Creatine, never tried. I don't really see the purpose of that. In general, I try to just eat and drink whatever to get enough. But of course, with my routines, pretty bad making food, da da da. I do a little bit of protein powder, yes, just to fill up to make sure I get enough. And also, you can get so much kind of chocolate milk and stuff like that that I yeah enjoy a little bit. So I try to keep a little bit rough track on the amount of proteins during the day. But when it comes to fat and shit like that, I just eat whatever I want, um, trying to not think too much about it. I'm very grateful that I've never been a guy like counting calories. Because I see in the US when you order McDonald's, whatever, oh, this has that many calories, calories. Da, da, da. It's like, oh. So I guess I'm lucky that I've never naturally have had any kind of body fat. So I can just work out and eat shitloads. That's the most thing I can do. Not thinking about, okay, I want to lose fat, but I want to build muscles. That seems very complicated. I have a good friend that has done that a lot, and it seems very, very complicated to keep. And I know I would have been so frustrated if I needed to uh, work so much on building muscles at the same time as losing fat, all that kind of stuff. So, hats off to everyone doing that and making a good difference from that. I know by science how extremely difficult it is to lose weight and keep the weight down there. That's when the work really begins, when you have to keep it there. Because the body goes in like a battery saving mode when you
Yeah.
lose a lot of so like that's from our nature. So yeah. But still I'm not able to gain any fat and I would really love to do that. But maybe the age will help me when I get 44.
You're like going in the opposite direction of everyone else, right? Because everyone's like, no, we want to get like smaller, we want to shrink, but you're like, I want to gain. But I understand this because like I'm a hard gainer as well. It's very hard to kind of put on extra weight just because just we're just moving so much, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, totally get you. So let's talk a little bit about your food then. So when you're not touring, when you're at home, what does your diet look like more or less?
I like a lot of eggs actually. It's eggs and peanut butter. So yeah, you said when I'm home because on tour, I remember in North America, USA, we got the same food every day. I ate fucking peanut butter every day, but it has a lot of calories, you know, so it's effective and good workout food, I would say. But in general, I don't have like a super strict program or something, but I try to eat mostly healthy and skip a lot of the junk. But I really love vegetables and fruit in general. So throughout the day, I try to always get a good amount of vegetables and fruit. And of course proteins like dark bread, cheese, ham, uh, some weird stuff we have in Norway called leverpostei. That's yeah, I have no idea how to translate that. And yeah, eggs, peanut butter, yogurt with some muesli maybe, fruit. And for dinner or lunch, usually like chicken or beef that I buy directly from. So just put the piece of beef in the on the kitchen, and yeah, trying to yeah, trying to eat as much as possible, really. Yeah.
It's funny because everything you've said is basically why you look like this. Like it's all healthy food.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, but it's all about habits, I think. I remember I spoke to my dentist because I have very bad teeth, and I spoke to my dentist and I said, "Yeah, I think it's my genetics that has that is the problems that my teeth. I always get a lot of hole in my teeth." And the dentist said, "It's so much. There's so much us humans don't even think about because it's our old habits, small habits, big habits, stuff like that." So it's probably with my teeth. Okay, I love sugar. Eat a lot of sugar, and I eat a lot of fruit as well. And as the band member comment, that I eat all the fucking time something. So that means my teeth doesn't really get any rest to get. It's always and yeah, and the same way with the body probably, as you said. It's so many habits you don't even think about. For instance, I crave fruit and sugar from fruit and vegetables all the time, and I don't really like cakes, for instance. Cakes is not my thing. Cakes in general. I don't know how much cakes it's normal for people to eat in a daily life, but I never crave cakes. And I can eat a little bit of junk here and there, but that's not very much. And I never try to eat that during a day where I have to do something. So I kind of crave fresh, good food all the time. So maybe that's some habits as well. So maybe it's not my genetics. I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
What about chocolate or ice cream?
oh, I fucking love chocolate. I eat a lot of chocolate. Yeah, Norwegian chocolate. That's the best. The Norwegian milk chocolate. Buy it on the airport in Norway. Yeah, yeah.
I've actually been to Norway, but I didn't know you guys had like really good chocolate.
I'll try to bring. I'm not going to Norway before the tour in Portugal, but I'll get the band members to buy some real good chocolate. I'll bring it to you in Porto.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, love that,
because you
love
love
that.
chocolate as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I love chocolate. But yeah, it's just a
yeah,
balance, right?
yeah.
More healthy food and just a little bit of chocolate here and there. All right, so
Mm.
you play at like such an insane level. Have you ever injured yourself on stage?
Good question. No, I haven't, and I've never been sick on stage either. Like I've never in my life had a flu. I had COVID once, but I still worked. So there's something weird going on here, but because I've never really a headache. I don't know what a headache is, for instance.
What the hell?
It's probably because I give headache to so many other people by my lifestyle and my speaking. You're probably gonna have a headache for many hours after this podcast. So. So no, I've been lucky in terms of injuries and stuff, but that's a lot in terms of technique, I think. And also as a drummer, it's important to sit mostly with your back straight. You like to sit like this. Is many sometimes sit like this, and you have thrones where you can have this back seat thing where people sit like, and I don't really believe on playing drums like this. You should sit straight with your back all the time. So yeah, that's maybe a reason why I've never been very injured. Yeah.
Mm. There's something else actually I saw you doing, which was jump into the ice when you were
Mm.
doing
Oh yeah, yeah,
a
yeah,
desperate promo.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So that's supposed to help with immunity. Is that something that you do often?
I have done it one time, and you have seen that one time.
No way.
Yeah, at least one time where I've been staying in the water for more than 4 seconds.
Wow. I would say this
Yeah.
guy probably does it all the time.
Oh no, absolutely not. Then I would. Yeah, fuck, I hate it. Yeah, but yeah, sometimes at spas, I go in the cold one for like 3 seconds. But I'm a coward actually when it comes to being cold.
You from Norway? What the
Yeah, yeah. Doesn't mean we enjoy icy water.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh.
Fair enough.
Mm.
Okay. So let's see, what have we
You're
missed?
prepared. I like it.
Of
You've
course,
probably been
always.
prepared for months. We've tried to have this interview for a half a year.
Gone through these questions so many times, but every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, I have to ask another one. So,
Yeah.
okay, so I have kind of like a mental health question. Okay, we are constantly freaking bombarded with distraction all the time. How do you get yourself to focus and kind of get into a flow state, maybe with your practice or whatever?
Oh, that's a very good point. And then, as if my head wasn't distracted enough before the fucking iPhone age started to come. It didn't really get better now. So yeah, I'm distracted all the time. And as I said, even before this crazy time, where I heard a psychologist say now these days everybody has ADHD. Somehow everybody has ADHD in terms of our attention span. It's just been way lower for everybody. So and you can imagine for me that already had like zero attention span, and with this fucking TikTok world and everything, you don't even have attention to listen to a full song. I mean, yeah. I mean, I've tried a couple of times and it works pretty well to just I haven't done it many times, but start the day by not looking at your phone. Just start the day, walk out the door, skip breakfast, whatever, walk out the door and walk for 15 minutes. Then your head activates in another way. Just walk 15 minutes, you have time for that, and then you can get back and check your notifications. But I've done that one time, but it really helped. And for some reason, I haven't done it more because humans tend to do those cheap, um, comfortable choices all the time. It's way more comfortable to just lay here and get the dopamine straight down. So, it's a very good question. I think everybody should be aware of having some screen time or like, oh, okay, let's just leave the phone at home. Okay, now going to workout or whatever. Okay, 2 hours without the phone, whatever. That will help you a lot from distractions and just give your head some peace and yeah. Mm. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you had like a morning routine or something. So, but you've done that once.
not really, but what I can say to the listeners is it's not don't do what I do, do what I say. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting because I started doing that, like just switching off my notifications, and I will check my phone only at certain blocks. So I'm the one in control of like what I'm seeing. Like the phone isn't like bombarding me all the time, and it has made such a freaking difference in the amount of time I have during the day as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I turned off my notifications many years ago, but that tends to still, I'm like, every time I have a minute, I'm checking, oh, what happened here? What happened here? What happened here? And I kind of keep in constant contact with, like, I have a family group on Snapchat. I have one musician group with guys who are joking around with a lot of stuff. I have my childhood friend group, this group, and it's like constantly something going on. And yeah.
It's
I know
hard,
it's not good. Yeah.
not the best. Yeah.
No.
So, you don't smoke?
No.
No. Okay.
But I've been super addicted to, if you were speaking about addictions, if that's what's your point regarding smoke.
No, just in general.
No, but we in Norway we have this Scandinavian tobacco. Uh, you just place it under your lip. This is a chewing gum right now to just to
Oh,
give me a psychological effect. Yeah, sorry if people got disgusted by that, but
is it
whatever.
is it called snooze?
Yeah, snooze. And that's even more addictable than cigarettes, I would say, because you can have it all the time. I did it in sleep, when I played the drums, when I went to the shower, all that. But I've stopped 2 weeks ago, cold turkey. But two band members, they do the snooze and they do it all the time. And I have to kind of stay away from them on this tour because I get so jealous because they can sit there and but I know that they don't have a good time with nicotine. They just have a bad time if they don't get it, just like I had it with nicotine. This goes us into the world like what we spoke about with phones, distractions, dopamine, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a good mental test to just fucking skip it, you know.
True, I agree.
Mm.
What about alcohol? Do you have any rules around alcohol?
Not, yeah, I have one rule. I avoid booze, like shots and stuff. Sometimes I might have a drink, but I try to avoid that as well. I try to keep it to beer and wine. And that's just because it doesn't cost me anything. Doesn't cost me anything of my life quality or highs or whatever to skip the fucking hard alcohol, the booze. So that's just world's easiest choice. And in general, I never drink to just chill. I never drink alone. I never do that. So I'm not a big drinker at all. But I can have a small party, of course, with friends or whatever in some kind of environments. But I never really drink to get super drunk. That's very rarely. Maybe 1 or 2 times a year I can get slightly more than bust, but never drunk drunk.
Okay. What about like around shows and stuff? Do you have any rules around that?
Regarding alcohol or in general?
Alcohol and shows. Like, do you have any
Oh
rules
yeah,
around
yeah.
that? No.
Never any alcohol before show, never any alcohol during show. And that's kind of a thing we have in leprous as well. Even though some of the guys, all the string players, bass and guitar, they enjoy wine, they enjoy whiskey, they enjoy beer, but they never ever drink before or during a show, except one time where one of the guys completely lost it like half a year ago. But that's for our patrons because we're starting a Patreon with her. Yeah, yeah. So I cannot
Okay.
out him here on this free podcast, you know. Uh, yeah, but that went completely, yeah, over all expectations to say it like that. But you know, everybody can do mistakes, but we have a lot of fun on his behalf.
Okay, so you guys have actually started a Patreon page, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, awesome. So everyone should go check you guys out. What do you have there? Some fun stuff?
yeah. I mean, as very many bands, social medias, they're pretty strict. They're pretty like, okay, now we announce a new show. Here we have a new music video. We're announcing a new album. Da 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 da. Da. Maybe a playthrough. But here you can see so much behind the scene footage. We have one camera guy following us around in all the boring stuff, hotel check-ins, airports. That kind of sounded pretty boring, but we're pretty funny guys. Lots of stuff happens, you know, during this stuff. So you see way more of the actual non filtered life that we have. And we also do showing like how a song started out as a demo, how it evolved, and breaking down drum stuff, guitar stuff, everything. So the best way to support a band these days, it's not obviously not streaming, but it's not buying their albums. It's not really going to the concerts. I mean that's good stuff. Go buy concert tickets, buy albums. Buy merch is even better. If you buy the merch as well, then they're pretty there. But if you support your patron or you pay monthly to be a part of a patron, that's non-discussable. The highest amount of percent of your money goes to the band. So
I love that.
yeah, that's a way. Well, that's a new way of taking control in these days where you have so much. Yeah, the industry constantly changes, of course. Yeah, in terms
I
of
love that you share that because now
yeah,
people are going to know where to
yeah,
direct that so if they want to support their favorite artists. Oh,
yeah.
so going back to what you said, like a lot of artists like might go like, oh, this is just like boring to us. It's just our usual lives. But like we mortals sitting here looking at you guys just doing like your thing is very, very interesting to us. So
Okay.
yeah, I think that's going to blow up for sure.
Muito obrigado.
All right, last few questions, right? And then I'll let you go. Is
Oh.
there any sport that you've always wanted to try but you've never been able to master?
Oh, I mean, I would love to be a fucking kung fu master, but yeah, it's not very important for me with that. I played football and I play handball. I had lots of fun with that, but in terms of sport, I mean, no, not really.
No,
No,
nothing.
but
Okay.
I wouldn't mind being the world champion in diving and stuff from high cliffs and shit. I wouldn't mind, but I wouldn't do the. I'm not willing to put in the energy and the time to get that good, you know.
Yeah, it's so
Mhm.
interesting because I think as we get older, we kind of realize that we can only put our attention, like we can only follow certain goals, like one or two at the most. Like we want to do everything when we're younger, but then we realize as we get older that it fucking takes time and
Yeah,
energy. And then you have to kind of just focus on the like one or two things and just hit those things hard. Otherwise, you just end up doing nothing, right?
yeah, I completely agree. That's why I get so extremely impressed by people that, for instance, I know a musician friend, super good saxophone player, super good drifting this band and everything, but he also has a master degree as a lawyer, and he's a very good lawyer as well. So how the fuck can he do it and keep track on?
Yeah.
And he has some kind of ADHD as well, I think, at least a hyper part. So yeah, shout out to Jørgen from Blåsemafiaen.
He's just not sleeping, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, he has some disease. He lost his hair long time ago, and he's younger than me, so it's definitely something
There
wrong
you
with him.
go.
But I'm still very impressed by that guy. I just
Yeah.
said it in case he's gonna listen to this. But yeah.
I'll send it to him. So
Yeah.
if you could walk out a train with one person, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
With one person dead or alive.
Yeah. And can be anyone, not a musician, anyone.
Oh, it's so cheesy to say what I'm gonna say now, but it's probably gonna be my little girl at home. Yeah. No, no, not my daughter, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
my
okay.
yeah, not my daughter. She's kind of my daughter as well. No, no, whatever. Yeah, but that's what I think most about when I'm on tour, at least. So yeah, that was an easy choice, but it's a little embarrassing to answer that. You know, it should be something more rock and roll, but yeah, that's just a fact.
No, that's it's your truth. We'll go with that. So
Mm.
where should everyone check you out? I'm gonna put your Instagram there and Leprous as
Instagram is a
well.
good place to start. If you're younger than that, I mean, TikTok is starting to shape up as well. Instagram is a good place. Yeah, for sure.
So has Instagram become the new Facebook then? It's for like older people?
Yeah, I think so. Instagram but Instagram is probably gonna die soon as well. But check out my drum videos on YouTube as well. But Instagram tends to be a little bit more up to date now with what's going on, and you can pin stuff and yeah. So
Okay. And you're on a world tour now, so you're gonna
yeah,
you said Chile, Colombia, and then where
yeah.
did you
Now
say?
now it's Latin America for 2 weeks. Then I do
Okay,
Europe for 2 weeks, and then North America for 5 weeks. So if you live in any of the American continents or the European continents, check out my touring schedule and see you on any of the shows.
awesome. So I'm gonna catch you on the 20th in Porto.
Awesome.